What is going on, guys? It is episode number 11 of the TEW2013 series. We have another episode of Impact here, and this week we are bringing you it live from the Timmins Arena in the Mid-Atlantic region in South Carolina, the home of Matt and Jeff, the Hardys. We have 17 segments in this week's show, and we have a pre-show just to get a couple of people on the card. So, without further ado, let's get in and running with the show. We start off with a Battle Royal, as I said in the pre-show, that features BT Gunn, Billy Ray, Crazy Steve, Eddie Edwards, G-Rilla, Gunner, Mr. Anderson, Samuel Shaw, Sanada and Tigre Uno. And about that solid in-ring action but not much in the way of heat, Billy Ray won the Battle Royal in 11 minutes 27. The other members of the Final Four were G-Rilla, Eddie Edwards and Samuel Shaw, with G-Rilla being the last person eliminated by Billy Ray, who got the most eliminations. Somehow the tag title storyline has advanced, and the announcing quality and colour commentary gave the match a boost, so good rating there, and that's a good start. And Billy Ray, Samuel Shaw and BT Gunn all improving in performance skills. Then we open the show with the usual pyro. The show opens with an impressive opening of pyro before the lights are raised, and several sections of the excited crowd, as always, are shown waving various signs. Mike Tenay and Jim Ross introduce and hypes tonight's show, and the expected impact the likes of Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Matt Hardy, Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. A C+, the title feud advances with the segment, and there were no workers. Skill improvements, but C+ is a good start again. And then we have a solid segment at a B rating to open the show. The crowd's been lifted by the segment. The rival storyline has progressed as well. Austin Aries comes into the ring, he takes a microphone and starts talking to the crowd before eventually getting interrupted by Adam Cole. They have a big argument going back and forth on the microphone before things take a violent turn, and they start brawling. A whole host of staff hit the ring to try and break them up, and as they are pulled apart, it is clear a match is going to take place between them, and that will happen at Retribution at the end of the month on pay-per-view. So it's asked me if I want to do pre-booking. I'll just do that near the time. In an extremely short match, EC3 defeats Jay Briscoe by 520 with the headlock driver, a C-. EC3 was off his game, but the reason for this match was, like Kevin Steen, we've stupidly had Jay Briscoe in a pay-per-appearance deal, and Ring of Honor have snapped him up permanently. So the plan was to job him out here, and God knows what the plan is for Mark Briscoe. It does screw up my tag team storyline as well, but basically now I've learned that most people are going to be putting on exclusive pay-per-appearance contracts, not written contracts just yet, until we get into a position where we have two shows on different days. But that's the plan, and Jay Briscoe's been told, well, go and fuck yourself, basically. Next segment, James Storm and Mike Bennett are backstage with Kurt Angle. They ask to be given a chance to wrestle Jeff and Matt Hardy in a tag team match, and Kurt Angle accepts the request. Now, consider Mike Bennett as a mid-carder with not real much momentum. A B- here is really good, and hopefully it's just the fact that working with James Storm and Kurt Angle's boosted his momentum as well, so that's good. A B- there. Pre-booking, that'll happen later on in the show. In a match that had some good action and average heat, the Wolves defeat the Bromans and Drew Galloway and Harry Smith in a triple threat match in 12 minutes and 2 when Davey Richards pinned Jesse with a DR driver. The Wolves make their 5th defence of the TNA World Tag Team titles, a C rating. The commentary and the tag title storylines have advanced. The commentary was good, and Robbie E and Jesse demonstrating chemistry. I was toying with the idea of splitting them up, but I mean, if they keep performing well as a tag team and improving both Rumble and performance skills, then I think I'll just keep them together for a bit longer. But now the plans are to just keep the tag titles in the Wolves, but you know, everything's subject to change. Who knows what happens in the future. Next up, Jim Ross is in the ring with Magnus, Redmond, Drew Galloway and Harry Smith, who are talking about how good they are. Tracy Brooks helps Joe Redmond. The performance of Harry Smith was good. But notice one thing, no Rampage Brown. What does the future hold for Rampage? It doesn't look good, to be honest. I think he's going to get future endeavoured. But a D+ there for the United Kingdom stable, and it'll be interesting to see where they go next. And then Jim Ross, he's a busy man tonight, hosts the bikini contest doing the Jerry the King Lawler role. The knockout storyline has advanced, but the Contest is between Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, Serena, Gail Kim and Madison Rayne. And following that, Serena then had Madison Rayne in a match. D-, Serena was off her game, again going with underdog gimmick, gets the win over Madison Rayne. D- as we continue to try and build Serena up and maybe put the title on her one day. Shad Gaspard challenges Abyss to a first blood match. The only way to win this match is to make the other man bleed. A C rating for Shad. Washington helps Shad Gaspard during this segment. The storyline continues. They will meet at Retribution in a first blood match. That is still to come, and then this is disappointing. In a match that had some good action and average heat, DJZ, Hawkins and Shad Gaspard defeated Abyss, Samoa Joe and Ted DiBiase Jr. in 10:23 when Hawkins beat Ted DiBiase via quick roll-up pin. D+, Washington with good stuff at ringside. Just really the same with the commentary being good and two storylines progressing, but I thought putting them together would hopefully have a good rating. D+ is pretty poor, you'd expect that to get the C's. C- is next. For the angle between Kenny King and Rhett Titus, Kenny King tells Rhett Titus he's crazy if he thinks what he did, what is being suggested. So that's going to take that to the next level. And then a short D-rated match between Kenny King and Manic, where Kenny King gets the squash in 5:11 via pinfall. Again, it's just Taz and Mike Tenay doing well, nothing else really improves. Maybe I should give him more time. Only time will tell. And then the camera picks up on Rhett Titus and intently studying on a backstage monitor the match between the two, and that gets C-. And then we have that big match that was hinted earlier on, and a match that had good action and average heat. Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys, back in South Carolina, defeated James Storm and Mike Bennett in 13:22 when Jeff Hardy defeated James Storm by the Extreme Combination, whatever that is. I'm trying to think, is it South Carolina or North Carolina they're from? Well, anyway, it's the Carolina area, so we'll just say they're from there. I got a C rating anyway. Maria Kanellis, good work at ringside. James Storm and Mike Bennett didn't work as a team, so we'll put them together. Excellent chemistry as expected from the Hardys, and the commentary was immense again from Mike Tenay, Jim Ross and Taz. Then, to finish off the show, we had that first match between Aries and Adam Cole. This will build up to that big match at the pay-per-view. Austin Aries and Amount did great heat, which is good to hear, and great wrestling action. Austin Aries defeats Adam Cole in 21:9 with a quick roll-up. This is to really just say to them that they can work well together, and we'll get a gimmick match at the pay-per-view. C+, no worker improvements, which is a strange one, but no, that's a good finish. And then we have an angle with Jim Ross, who comes out and announces that Bobby Lashley's #1 contender for the title. See it in there that continues the main event feud. And a B- to finish it. The segment lifted the crowd. Bobby Roode is backstage and he's ambushed with Bobby Lashley with a sneak attack, leaving him laid out to kind of show Roode that Lashley's not taking any shit. He's going to be champion, he's going to win his title back, and you better be warmed and ready for him. So overall, the show got a C+, and this increased our popularity by 16. I'm okay with that. 16 regions has been increased. No regions decreased it. And if we quickly skip through the process here, with Sunny as our background, as always, because I can somehow not get any other skins to work, strangely enough. And we'll see what our rating is for this show. We've been averaging, as I say, about 2.7. So if we can kind of push up a little bit higher, will be ideal. And I can confirm the rating for this week's show is a 283, so that's actually my highest ever rating. And it's also telling me that Lashley and Adam Cole need a rest, so I really shouldn't be putting Adam Cole in 20-minute matches. But that's it, guys, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, as we have 3 weeks build now until the pay-per-view Retribution. This has been 21 Maxwell again, and thank you as always for tuning in, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.